A very good Tuesday morning to everyone out there. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather and not forecast courtesy of On Target. The period of quiet weather continues for us, folks. We got areas of high pressure that are in complete control across the region. Really not a whole lot going on out there. We got loads of sunshine that's going to be with us again throughout the day. It's going to be very similar to yesterday. We've got a little more than an uptick in temperatures as we get later into the week, and we're going to have another major cold shot that's going to work in here as we get into Columbus Day, all right? And of course, we'll be taking a look down here in the tropics and the Gulf of Mexico here to keep up with that major Hurricane Milton here as we work throughout this morning's video as well. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Beach Tree News Sky Cam showing crystal clear skies out there early this morning. Whole lot of nothing that's ongoing. Got a little bit of patchy fog here and there, but overall, not too much that's going on. We can jump over and take a look over the Lovers Lane Soccer Complex. The Loops Trails Sky Soccer Camp showcasing not a cloud in the sky, overlooking Bowling Green this morning as well. All right, let's jump over here and let's take a look at those current conditions because, folks, those temperatures have absolutely plummeted. We got readings anywhere between the mid and upper 40s. Coldest spot over here in the flats of Woodbury up in Butler County, sitting at a chilly 44 degrees with a 43-degree dew point. Might need a jacket on before you head out the door this morning, that is for sure. This afternoon, we're going to be bumping highs up roughly 30 degrees. We'll be right around the mid-70 mark yet again. Not going to be too shabby out there. It should be a wonderful day in the great outdoors. Here's another look at the surface map. Obviously, all eyes are on Hurricane Milton down in the Gulf of Mexico. Closer to where we're at, not really a whole lot going on. High pressure is going to remain in control. It's going to remain that way here over the next several days for us, and that's going to keep things relatively quiet here at home. Taking a look here at the latest temperature forecast this afternoon, we'll be climbing up to right around, as previously mentioned, anywhere around the low to mid 70 mark. Again, should feel quite nice out there. Throughout the overnight, dipping back down into the 40s. Some of us might dip down to the lower 40s again, like what we're seeing out there right now currently. A few of us might even touch the upper 30s. We're going to have some patchy fog that could develop here over the upcoming days as well. Wednesday afternoon, going to be right back up between the low and mid 70s. Not going to be too bad. Dipping back down Wednesday night, back down into the 40s. And then Thursday will be a little bit warmer. We'll bump back up anywhere between the mid and upper 70s. And folks, that's pretty much going to take us all the way through the end of the weekend. Might actually hit the 80-degree mark both Saturday and Sunday. Now for our next sensible weather maker, it's going to be arriving here out of Canada, okay? So we work throughout the remainder of the week. High pressure, dominating, and complete control. Whole lot of nothing going on across our neck of the woods. And then we get into Sunday night into Monday, and we've got this cold front and associated low pressure system that's going to be diving south and east through the area, right? So here we are looking at Sunday evening. We got this monster cold front. It is moisture deprived, folks, all right? So not expecting anything in the form of precipitation, maybe an isolated shower chance. But the real story, folks, is going to be this massive jolt of cold air that's going to come in here behind the cold front. You can see it churning and burning here. The 540 line, folks, that's actually the freezing line whenever you get upwards into the atmosphere. So that is definitely a cold jolt of air. Canadian high pressure building in, going to be reinforcing that as we roll through a good chunk of next week. We've already got a fall-like feel this week, folks, but it's going to be even more intense as we roll into next week, all right? So we'll be talking about highs up around the 80-degree mark both Saturday and Sunday. We work into Columbus Day, folks, with this cold jolt of air, and guidance is currently hinting at afternoon highs on Columbus Day anywhere between the low and mid 60s. So you can take that to boot, all right? Now let's jump over here and let's talk about what's on everyone's mind. We have got this massive, monstrous Category 5 Hurricane Milton that continues a eye-wall cycle there, as you can see it pinwheeling, impacting the Yucatan Peninsula. This sucker is going to be pulling off to the north and east, putting a bullseye on the west coast of Florida. Folks, this is not something to mess around with. Hopefully all the folks in the mandated evacuation areas have gotten out of there. This does not look like it's going to be a good event in any retrospect whatsoever. We can jump over here and we can take a look at the latest model guidance. Here we are looking at the Euro model, and you can see this is pretty much in line with the National Hurricane Center. That thing stays at major hurricane strength. Folks, we currently are talking about wind speeds sustained around 160, 170 with wind gusts upwards of 200 miles an hour. If that wasn't enough to add insult to injury, we'll look at the graphic here in just a moment. But the storm surge and the flooding is expected to be absolutely catastrophic. Right now, folks, even worse news. The Hurricane Center has pushed landfall back from Wednesday during the day into basically the pre-dawn hours of Thursday morning. So in the middle of the night, not a good idea with that occurring whatsoever. If you got friends or loved ones down there, in particular folks from Bradenton Beach up towards St. Pete's and Tampa Bay, they need to get out of there, simply put. All right, so it's going to make landfall somewhere around the Wednesday night into our Thursday morning time frame, and pretty much skirt straight east right across the panhandle of Florida there. Okay, so that'll be worth taking note of here, or the Big Bend area stretching down on the west coast, not up here. All right, so you want to take note of that. Here's a look at the latest from the National Hurricane Center. Expected to remain a major hurricane as it makes a landfall there. You can see it pointed out at 1 a.m. Thursday. Already got numerous hurricane warnings that are out over in that direction, all for obvious reasons. They have upped the storm surge forecast to 10 to 15 feet in Tampa Bay and the surrounding vicinity. Folks, that is absolutely significant, and as previously mentioned, catastrophic. The winds will be bad enough, but the storm surge, can you imagine 15 feet of water up above your head? Because that's what it's comparable to. Absolutely awful situation down there. Keep those folks in your thoughts and prayers as the preparations continue across basically the entire state. Getting back to a quieter weather story here at home, here's your Ohio Valley Insurance 6-day weather forecast. Sunshine absolutely dominates. I think we're still going to stay in the low 70s today, but from Wednesday all the way through the weekend, mid and upper 70s, might touch the 80-degree mark Saturday into Sunday. Although you can't see it, folks, come Monday of next week there on Columbus Day, low and mid 60s is all we're going to be able to muster for highs, with the potential for overnight lows down into the 30s. That'll wrap up your Tuesday morning weather not forecast, brought to you by On Target.